Hello, part two. We're back again. Okay, what we're going to talk about now? We've got two rifles in front of us.
We've got some funky stuff here, haven't we? We've got some very different stuff. We've got a Kral Puncher Bullpup.
Feast your eyes on that. That's. I tell you what, that is that people are either going to love that.
A Marmite special, isn't it?
Is,
really,
yeah.
honestly.
Now it's funny because I don't like Marmite, but I like this.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like Marmite, and
you don't like
I don't like that really.
Well,
it's a nice rifle. You're getting a lot of value for money. There's no question about it. The finish is fine, and fine is about as far as I'm going to go. But the design, oh my god! You know, if you're going to do a bullpup.
Well, this is called the Kral Puncher Bullpup. I don't know what. There's too many words in that name.
Breaker.
But this one, they do them in a few choices. And actually, it's not a new rifle. It's been out a while, and the reason I wanted to show this because there's been a few minor changes made to it that's made a massive difference. So I thought I'd just give everybody a quick rerun of it. So this is the Kral Puncher Bullpup. Mm-hmm. They start off with there's black actions, there's the chrome action, there's a walnut stock, there is a black plastic stock, and I think there's a green stock as well.
Okay.
So you've got quite a few choices, to be honest with you. So which is great. I like that because people can come in and say, well, I want a chrome action with a black stock and what have you. Okay. And you can actually, I think you can just swap and change them so people can have what they like. Not everybody's cup of tea the colour. I quite like it. You obviously don't. But
I don't know. No, I like silver guns. There's no question about it. It breaks it up. It's very nice to show on camera. There's no real problem. There's plenty of silver in the countryside. You know, it's not that reflective. It's a satin. Satin finish. Probably a nickel finish. I'd say that is more than anything else. It's not particularly even. Either that's because it's been handled a lot. This gun, but the barrel definitely looks blotchy. There's a different finishing there to there.
Yeah, the anodising is slightly different.
So you've got anodising.
The silencer is extra. That's actually the silencer is extra. I'm wondering whether they get them done at the same time or by a different manufacturer.
That's undoubtedly steel. That's undoubtedly aluminium. Well, it might be steel.
Yeah, it is aluminium now. Yeah.
So you've got some variation in materials which they're having to plate over. So it's a similar. It's lectureless and electroplating the same finish. There's things about it I don't like. The stock, honestly. You know, I mean. Just the breech to pull, what's that, 18 inches?
That's perfect for me.
Yes.
But we're slightly different sizes.
Different.
Maybe people have noticed this.
Yeah, there's the thing... well, you know, unless you've got arms like a orangutan, that is not going to fit most people.
Well, I am an orangutan. Yeah. Definitely some part of the monkey family. But... that absolutely fits me.
Yeah, it doesn't fit
that
me.
Honestly, that's almost as if that's been made to fit me.
Now, I'm kind of a bullpup person in so many ways, but the thing about this is that, you know, if you do the old shotgun test, you can see that is somewhat long.
It is a tad long.
Now, if you are a
maybe they do a junior version for you.
Maybe they do, or maybe they just put a sensible butt pad. That's quite long. There's other details on it which I think they've missed the mark on. It's got this adjustable cheek piece that this part here, which we'll go close up on it. That's obviously designed to go forward so that you can cover the cheek piece. So if you do fire it with the bolt open, you don't get a face full of pellet or air, particularly on a high power version. Except that they've not drilled it properly. So you cannot push it any further forward than that.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. So that's somebody. He who designed this.
It'll go further back.
It'll go further back. But why would you want it to? It's already nearly at the cheek peak.
We're all different shapes. Maybe somebody's got a rather odd.
That's
head.
where I am. Let's try you. Yeah. So straight up your nose.
Well, it's not.
It doesn't need to come further back.
No, that's fine for me. So there's a slight.
So there's a mistake there. The big heavy breech block. I suppose that's okay. It's got a power adjuster with the features on this side. Yeah, it's nice to have a power adjuster. That was nice. I like that flicking open.
I'll tell you what. Just let me show. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is the cocking mechanism. So obviously it's there, and you reach back like that, cock it. Now I don't really have an issue with it, but to be honest with you, I've shot HW100 bullpup, you know, the Craftsman conversions. I've shot that loads of times. To me, that is
well, it's better than having a bolt behind your ear, isn't it? Which is where bullpup started.
Well, if it was an S410 bullpup, you'd be sort of like it'd be almost impossible. But that's just about.
It's okay.
Do you know what? It'd be great if it was there, like a wildcat.
But then you've got more linkage and more adjustment and more cost and more things to go wrong.
More cost. Yeah, definitely. Let me just. There's nothing in that. I'll fire that off.
No.
reasonably quiet.
We have a twangy system, the world's most horrible trigger. That either needs adjusting or it's the linkage which is going under there, because that must go up, along there and down there. We might rip the stock off in a bit and have a look.
Funnily enough, actually, I bought one of the Mark 1s of these, and I had two issues with it. One of them was the trigger. Now the thing is, it's actually it's the sear overlap is horrendous.
Yeah.
So what we found was there's a little mod you can make with a 30 Allen key,
yeah.
and you put that in and adjust it, and that just takes a lot of that.
I'm not going to bounce that. There must be a secondary spring on that trigger.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the inertia of firing would fire that rifle. So they've got a large overlap, a big spring on there, and it's ruined the trigger.
Out the box.
We covered that on the last segment, didn't we?
Yeah.
That they're making the triggers safe because they don't want anybody to have accidental discharges with them. So,
but out of the box, in my opinion, that's almost unshootable.
Yeah, I would go along with that. I think that's horrible. That's a trigger from 30 years ago.
It's funny because yesterday I was messing about with this in the shop, and I actually thought the safety catch was on at first.
Yeah.
So I checked and the safety catch wasn't on, and all the guys were going, just pull the bloody trigger load and get on with it. And I'm like, I'm trying to find where it releases, and you're pulling it, and it's heavy. If you buy one of these, I can almost guarantee that you'll want to adjust the trigger. If you're not familiar with that, get your, whoever you buy it off, get your gunsmith to give it some adjustment, because they can be made better. But there is a little trigger modification you can make. I haven't done a YouTube video or anything like that. My gunsmith just found this little solution, found this Allen key, put it in, and it made a massive amount of difference. So there is potential there, but out the box, the triggers, it's not good enough.
No.
The second problem I had with mine is I couldn't hit the arse end of a cow with it.
And this is the gun you like?
Those are the two bad things. I liked everything else.
Oh, right, okay. So the trigger was awful, and you couldn't hit the back end of a...
The trigger was awful,
Yeah.
and I couldn't hit the back end of a donkey with it,
Right,
or
okay.
any animal, or anything. But
Well, you'd never shoot a donkey. You live in Blackpool.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
No, I like donkeys. But I was getting 12-inch. And if you've seen me shoot, you've obviously seen the HW45 me shooting. I can shoot, believe it or not. But I was getting 12-inch groups at 30 yards with this. Which, it was just... And actually, it turns out that... and we sent a lot of the first batch back. Now, the reason I'm showing this again is because they found there was a manufacturing problem with the barrels, and I think it mainly affected the 177s. This one is actually a Mark II Kral, even though it's not got anything written on it. To say that it's a Mark II. So again, if you're going to buy one of these, check with your local retailer and make sure that it is a Mark II that you're buying, because the barrel was sorted out. Basically, there was some sort of production error. The barrels weren't crowned correctly. It made them things really inaccurate. I sent mine back.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't want any more until they get this problem sorted out. Range Right, who import these, have sent me some more. We've tested them, and the barrels are sorted. So, accuracy wise, they're great. And in actual fact, I'm a bit of a lurker on one of the Facebook groups, which is Kral owners groups. And to be honest with you, I thought there'd be a lot of complaints on it. And actually, when the Mark II came out, a lot of people are very, very happy with them. In fact, for this one's about
487. It says
487 quid. It's do you know what? For the money, I think it's excellent value.
It's pretty good. I mean, if you had £487 and you didn't have £800 for a Western Europe equivalent, because it's a Turkish-made rifle, then in a bit of a tweak and a bit of a tune, you could turn this into something quite nice. Out of the box, you're getting £487 worth.
The stock needs oil in.
The stock needs work, cutting down,
work.
reshaping, replacing. The trigger needs a bit of work. There's something going on with the cocking action, which still feels unlubed, to be honest. But bit of lube there, bit of cleaning up there, bit of stock work. Maybe a few hours of your time, you could end up with something quite nice. Out of the box, I think you'd be disappointed with it. But it's got something there, hasn't it?
A lot of... Do you know what? It's weird because obviously, again, we're quite fussy, and a lot of people...
Yeah, well, because we're spoiled, aren't we? We play with all the big expensive toys.
The other thing is as well is that a lot of people are asking this question because the early ones had plastic.
Oh, right.
Which was crazy, a plastic bridge mount, which you could flex it and what have you. This is all solid aluminium now. What you also notice is it's Weaver. or Picatinny.
Yeah.
So you'll need, if you've
So
got
it's a
normal
20mm mount, so you've got to have 20mm.
Yeah, so you're probably going to need, if you buy one of these, you're going to need a special set. Well, not a special, but you're going to need
more expensive set of mounts.
Yeah, 20, 25 quid for a set of 2-piece mounts. So you're going to need that on top of it, and the silencer is extra as well. But despite the issues, I still like it. I
like unusual and funky stuff. I wouldn't buy that.
Well, I did buy a Mark 1.
Yeah.
It didn't work out. Would I buy a Mark 2? Actually, do you know what? If I hadn't got enough guns to sink a ship, yeah, I probably would actually have a go at one of these.
Yeah.
And like I say, I know lots of people who buy them and like them. And I know it doesn't fit you, but it fits me perfectly. So it goes to show.
Given a bandsaw and a couple of chisels, I could do something with that.
I really like that. I think I think it's actually a really comfortable stock for me. Yeah. And what I really like, I actually like this deeper forend as well, which is really, really comfortable for me. Yeah. Good. So there you go. It goes to show that yet again we don't quite agree on it, but I think that's a good thing. Okay. Go to your local dealer and have a look, pick one up and see what you think of it. And if there's any Kral owners watching, let me know if you've got one of these. Let me know whether you had problems, if you got a Mark 1, whether you've had problems with it, whether you bought a Mark 2, and what sort of groups you're getting with it. Because I think that this gun has got, do you know what, it probably just, to sum it up, it needs a little bit of refinement. It needs a few little tweaks. The price is fine. Which could be done from the manufacturer actually.
Well, yes, but might add to the cost.
Exactly, but if you're a bit of a tweaker and you want to mess about with the trigger and get it set up right, I think actually it's a perfectly reasonable gun and it's very distinctive. And I like the fact that somebody's doing, somebody's making unusual and different looking things. Like you said, you like something that's different, and
absolutely.
I do too.
And that's the next item we're going to cover.
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, okay, right. So anyway, that's the Kral Puncher Bullpup Mk2. Don't forget the Mk2, guys. Right. Okay, so that's that one.
Okay.
I might actually put a scope on that and take it on the range.
I'm going to have the stock off and see if that trigger is actually adjustable.
That's a good idea. Right. And you've brought that. This was what I brought, and this is what you
see. Now, this for me, when this came out as the Korea 707
originally,
originally, and I hated it. I absolutely loathed the Kral 707. I couldn't understand why anybody would want one. Ugly gun based on a shotgun style action. But in the years I've mellowed, haven't I? And I've got to sort of get to appreciate it, to be honest. Now it's in its Sumatra mode. It was available as both for a while. This is the Sumatra version. There is some heavy politics going on between those two names and two companies, and it's all to do with some South Korean manufacturing and splitting of companies and names. Don't need to go into any of that because I don't know half of it. When they first came out, the barrels were phenomenal. They were a force to be reckoned with. They went off for a bit and then they sort of trickled their way back. This is the Sumatra version. It's an underlever air rifle. Now you like underlever.
I love underlever air. In fact, actually, I'm waiting for a manufacturer to produce a top of the range.
How trick is that?
Jeez, you just look like John Wayne doing that.
Well, feel your hands.
I just want to see a major manufacturer. I want to see a big manufacturer, somebody good like Air Arms, go, do you know what, let's make an underlever air rifle.
But that's underlever with a rotary chamber. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Isn't that just wonderful?
Yeah.
God.
I completely agree on this. Yeah. I love that mechanism.
It's got this tandem barrel thing. When this first was out...
tandem cylinder.
They're brazed together, or were brazed together, and so you're brazing through metal, which is, metal fabrication. But in all the years this gun's been around, there's never been any recorded version of one going wrong. So you've got a nice short rifle, but with a decent cylinder capacity without having a metal milk bottle underneath the barrel. You've got a decent forend. You have a pressure gauge, and I might add the pressure gauge is upright. Spot that on any of your high-end PCPs. They just go on and they turn out where they turn out. They've managed to, could be fluke, but they've got it upright. The build quality is fantastic. Nice, cheaply adjustable. I really like that.
Double Allen key for adjusting it up and down.
Yeah, that's right. So you've got that. It points very nicely. My God, you get open sights. How often does that happen? And then you've got a 11-12 dovetail, 3/8 dovetail on top. Very short one. Wouldn't be putting too much on there. What's not to like? Crossbar safety.
Well, where do I start?
Well, they're waterproof.
Well, do you know what? You know, like obviously some things are. There's things that are very personal about bow and arrow rifles, and I think that without a doubt is one of the most hideously looking air rifles.
Would you be embarrassed to be seen with it on the range?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a fair comment.
No, do you know what? I don't really. I'm not bothered what other people think, but I'm bothered what I think, and I actually look at that, and I wouldn't be proud of owning that because I just.
I'm not saying one,
I don't like this. I don't like.
You don't like all the.
I don't like this horrible engraving. It just cheapens it completely.
If you've got 20 air rifles, if you've got 10 air rifles, PCPs, and you want something different, that would be something to buy.
I still wouldn't buy it.
No.
No, I just couldn't put up with it. I couldn't put up with the looks.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
So different.
I'll give it a lot of things. I love the underlever mechanism. I can't believe that other manufacturers haven't done that because that gets round certain things, doesn't it? That gets round quick reloading without any legality issues whatsoever. It puts a smile on your face. I don't know what it is about the underlever system, but you operate that, and for some reason, it puts a smile on your face. It just, I guess you're just thinking that you're back in a Western movie. I don't know what it is, but I've always loved this mechanism, and a friend of mine's got a Marlin underlever, and I love going on the range.
They're very nice, yeah, very yippee-ki-yay, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I like the idea of I think the cheek piece is a great little addition, to be honest with you, because that cheek
is
piece,
a low profile, and that allows you to have the open sights.
Or use a scope.
See, most adjustable cheek pieces are really kind of pointless. If it was the right height for a scope in the first place, it wouldn't really need to be adjustable because you're moving your head up and down in three different shooting positions. So it's never going to be right. It'll be right for kneeling, but not right for standing and not right for prone. So you don't really need it for that, but you do need it. You do need an adjustable cheek piece if you've got open sights and a high telescopes, because that could have a 30mm, 30mm tube, 50mm objective lens, which will put the scope right up, or it might have it as something like a 3-9x40, which would be a little bit further down. But that's also got open sights.
I like the fact that that's obviously still got the retains. There's to give you probably a close up of that, but there's the power adjuster. So if you're shooting in your back garden, it does make quite a lot.
Yes,
in fact, it goes that low. It
almost didn't fire.
Yeah, almost doesn't fire.
And right up to 12 foot-pounds. And the FAC versions of these go through the roof, don't they? They're quite known.
They've always been renowned for the power. Yeah, I think 60 plus foot-pounds.
60 plus, and I've seen a 30 caliber one doing more than that. So very, very nice for that side of it. If you're into FAC. I'm
not really keen on. I mean, again, it's design, but that looks like all that thing looks like an after. Thought.
Yes,
it's like, oh shit, we've forgotten to put a snap connection.
That should be integral, shouldn't it? That should be further in and finish it flush. They haven't done that. At least it's a standard Foster style.
It's nice. It's a Foster fitting, which is great. So I guess that it looks very similar to the Dare State one.
Yes,
I presume it will fit.
Well, it's almost industry standard. You either use a balance probe or you use a Foster these days. It's one or the other.
That would have been nice if that had a cover on it and everything to be flush.
But at least it's threaded for a silencer, even if it's a funky size silencer.
10mm.
Yeah, it's one of the original air rifle silencer threads, but the original air rifle silencer covers.
And show me. Do you know how the magazine all operates? Because I've not messed about with it. I don't stock these anymore. Well,
that's it. Isn't that easy?
Yeah, that's. Can I just have a look at the magazine?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So no locks or anything like that. It doesn't need one.
So it's just a compressible ball bearing.
That's right. Just hold it in place.
That's cool. That's easy. And
goes round and round and round.
I wonder how much. I guess these aren't going to be too expensive either, to be honest.
No, most people with these just tend to use that magazine and keep reloading. I haven't seen a lot of people with a whole load of magazines in their pocket running. You don't see them that much anymore.
These guns?
Yeah.
No. There's very few retailers stock them.
We borrowed this one from Carl at Solway. Thank you, Carl. He's got
Cheers,
a couple
Carl.
in stock. But something different for the show and tell.
It is. You know what I don't like the looks of it, but I think they've got there's some nice things, nice touches on that other manufacturers could do with copying. Yeah. Which and do you know the retail price on that?
No.
You've no idea. No, there you go.
800 or something.
Right, 800. Yeah. Right, okay. So it's not
cheap.
It's not cheap, no. But
we'll put the figures up on the actual sales price because there's a whole series of them. Rifle length, short length, different options.
Yeah, do you know what? The only other thing is it's got a flip up. It's got a flip up. I presume that's two different size.
Yes, short range, long range, and one of them's not working.
Magnetic at the back, doesn't work at the front.
Yeah, it's got a magnet there. It's just not doing it. I think the retention screw's not been screwed down far enough, or it doesn't seat far enough, so the second magnet's not working.
Right, fair enough. Okay.
Not going to make a whole lot of difference.
That it's an interesting looking rifle.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah, right. I don't like it, but there you go. Yeah, each to their own, I guess. Tell me, would you buy one of these? Do you like it? Do you like this? Does the design put you off completely from buying it?
What do you like? What don't you like?
There you go.
Give us some comments.
Ever onwards. Okay.
Break.
Right, we'll have another quick break, and we'll come back and talk about air pistols.
Yeah, we're doing air pistols.
We're doing air pistols next. Okay, blingy air pistols. All right. See you soon. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Steve from the British Shooting Show. Come and see us in February next year, 2019. We'll have wider aisles, more space, and a bigger and better show. Thank you.